Hi, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your October 14th, 2023 new moon and solar eclipse reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, so thank you so much for doing so. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. And if you're interested in a private reading, a private personalized meditation, or a healing, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. That is also linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Okay, what's really interesting here is we have the repeat of the number 4. So 4 is a number that signifies the home, like the 4 walls, the self, and there's a real need for rest, for centering. And that is going to be something that we find astoundingly difficult to do, Virgo. So during this new moon, during this solar eclipse, it is going to be pivotally important for us to rest and to center ourselves. We are an earth sign energy. We have the King of Pentacles reversed, the King of Earth here in this deck. This is the Good Tarot deck. We have it reversed. And so that is telling us that we can get in our own way. We can be too focused on the way that we want things to be built, the way that we want people to see things, the way that things are intertwined, and not enough on letting things happen organically. It's the difference between having, kind of a wild garden and having the Garden of Versailles, right? Where everything is manicured within an inch of its life. So here, there's very much that energy of let things happen naturally, even though we're going to be so inclined to want to just, help it along, have it be just perfect. And Spirit is saying here, it is okay if it's not perfect. It's still going to be beautiful. And I guess in other words, I guess, but what Spirit is saying is it's okay if you're not perfect. You're still beautiful, Virgo. And just knowing that is just a beautiful thing. So let's see what Spirit wants us to be aware of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is adventure. We can be seeking an adventure. We can kind of want an adventure, feeling a little bit restless. That's going to be a good thing as well. Kind of looking for new pathways forward, new roads to walk. That's going to be really fun. But do know that our sense of wanting an adventure and yet wanting everything to be perfect can it can clash with each other. So just be aware of that. And let's see what Spirit wants us to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. And this is the 3 of Cups reversed. So there's a feeling here that there's somebody who's supposed to be celebrating us, right? Supposed to be raising their glass to us who just couldn't. And this could be a friend, this could be a coworker, this could be a family member. And there's just a sense here of a feeling of betrayal just because we thought differently of the situation. We thought differently of the way this was going to progress forward, or that a person was going to react to things. And Spirit's like, okay, listen, it might not be the reaction that we wanted, but do not let it completely knock you off track of where you want to be in your life. So just be aware of this. It could be very small. It could be something that just makes us think, oh, like, what did I do wrong? Type of energy here. We also have the repeat of the number 6. 6 is a very nurturing, very caring number. Both of these are reverse. So again, it's telling us we're not taking enough time to nurture and care for ourselves. And that's going to be one of the pivotal things that we can do for us during this time. We are crowned with the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is all about rest. It's also about honoring your story, honoring where you have been, what you have been through. And you can think, oh, it's no big deal, everybody, but it is a big deal. And it's you. So, kind of cut yourself some slack here, Virgo. Embrace love, slow things down, make sure you're sleeping, make sure you're getting proper rest, because that's going to be one of the first things you cut out. It's like, oh, I can burn the candle at both ends. And Spirit's like, yeah, you can. But is that going to be the best for you? And that's going to be the question here. Slowing down, honoring your story, looking at what you really want, and also seeing sometimes our ambition can get in the way of what our soul's purpose is here on this earth. So slowing things down to connect with us is going to be so important. It leads us to the King of Earth reversed. Now, again, this is the King of Pentacles. And I love, I'm just going to hold him upright for a minute. I love his antlers. I love the little mushroom growing out of his antlers, just this real sense of being connected with nature, being well grounded, being really centered within yourself. But here, with it reversed, we can feel like we're not grounded at all. Kind of getting outside and touching the bare earth can be absolutely beneficial. And I believe that Spirit just said this also in Leo's reading. So if you're born on the cusp with Leo, or if you have strong Leo in your chart, check that out, Virgo, because that's going to be very important. That sense of grounding yourself. It could be, going outside in your bare feet, or taking off your shoes, or sitting on the grass, or having a picnic. It could be, changing to barefoot shoes, which I know can be difficult if you're, in a really cold climate in the wintertime. But it's just going to be this connection with earth, with yourself, with how you're moving forward. That's going to be a really important thing. We can also be really, really, really caught up almost in financial gains. It's like, if it's not, then, if it's not making the money that I want or progressing me in the way that I think it should be, it's not going to be worth anything. But sometimes, the most valuable things do not have a monetary value to them. So just remember that. That's going to be really important. Now, with the Six of Cups reversed, there can be a wanting to create something like it was once upon a time, like childhood, or being very afraid. For others of us, it could be very afraid of following in a certain pattern. It's going to be very important to step back and say, okay, what's important here? What do I want to achieve? Like, what am I seeking during this new moon solar eclipse? What is, coming to light within me? And we can see something that maybe we want to kind of emulate, but knowing that it will never be the same is going to be something that we have to, I don't want to say come to terms with, but kind of take the pressure off of us. We can't make it just as it was once upon a time. And just like with the Six of Cups reversed, there's also the sense of the past doesn't get to have the same power in my present. So if we're living always in the past, in our day-to-day lives, we're not fully living in the moment. So Spirit says, just be aware of that, because this is a time to recreate and reconnect, not recreate, but rekindle, reconnect with what you love, what you're passionate about. The Lovers, this is also Gemini energy, May 21st to June 20th. Those dates can be important, that time frame can be important to us, but it's also the duality of our soul and what we want to achieve and what we're working towards and how we're opening the door to ourselves. What do I love? And there can be contradictions in what we love, and that's okay. It is opening up our soul and ourselves to say, this is how I need to move forward for me. And this is how I'm bringing love to the table, because before we weren't bringing that love to the table, but also the duality of love, the complexity of love, and the complexity just of as us, as human beings. That's going to be a really beautiful thing to connect with. With the Four of Pentacles, This is a release of vampiric energy. This is a release of certain things being locked away or not feeling worthy enough, or, thinking I can't because fill in the blank, because my teacher told me in third grade that I would never amount to anything, because I got a disapproving glance from this coworker at work and I felt small and helpless like I did once upon a time when I was a child. So here with the Four of Pentacles, it's seeing how we have this vampiric energy pulling us down, like keeping us from fully achieving what we love and what we want in our lives, fully moving forward in a way that makes us feel blessed and seen. And now that we're releasing it, we're starting to see ourselves. We're starting to say, oh, but knowing that this energy, it's powerfully rooted within us because, it probably happened when we were really little, or it left a kind of, I want to say like a traumatic imprint on us. And it's not to sound, overly alarmist, but it's to say this had an impact. And now it is time to look at things and say, I'm not that. I'm not that person's, harsh words, ill wishes. I'm not that. I get to step out of the chains that were binding me, from the disapproval of however I interpreted it as I was growing. And now I get to step into me and be empowered. And that's also going to see us taking the king of of earth and really turning it around. And all of a sudden, once we see that we can love all of us, and once we see that we're not our past and we're not, the negative, words or wishes of others, all of a sudden we start to see how absolutely successful we can be, how absolutely prosperous and bountiful we can be as we move forward, and how we were born to be successful, Virgo. It moves us to see what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. And spirit guides, angels. And spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Interesting. You have very strong Pisces energy here. That's a time frame of February 19th to March 20th. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels. So what's so interesting here is that you're crowned with absolutely beautiful success. You're crowned with abundance and prosperity lies ahead. And this is with the Four of Swords. This is when we actually slow down and we start taking care of ourselves. So, prosperity lies ahead. Abundance is yours. That is a huge thing to know. It brings us then to the King of Pentacles reversed, and we have your hard work is paying off and hunger. You hunger for success. That's what you're hungering for. That's what you're driven by. And you're kind of doubling down on yourself. You're becoming stricter and stricter and stricter. And yet, when you open yourself up, you're going to see that you really start to succeed and achieve. That all of a sudden things start moving forward in a way that it's like I'm seeing undamming a river. I'm seeing that there's just so much piled on, and it started off by the words of others and then our own, negative thought playing into that. And we've hungered for success and then thought that that's going to be one of the farthest things from what we could achieve. And now we're going to start to see that hunger for success undamming the waters and letting them flow, you know, smoothly and openly. But we're going to get our footing, for a bit. So just be kind to yourself as you get your footing, as everything balances out. But let that hunger drive you, but don't let hunger become an obsession. Okay? We then have, with the Six of Cups reverse, we have balance, spirituality, and practicality. And we're having a bit of a hard time with that. We are. We're challenged with that one. And it can be because a lot of the past is coming in and we're thinking, oh, well, I tried that before and it didn't work. But you weren't who you are now, once upon a time. And acceptance also of who we once were. And knowing that it makes our story a story that's a good story that you want to watch on TV or read in a book is not perfect. It's just not perfect. And it's kind of like watching a little kids program where everything works out and they're always the most clever, the most this, the most that. It's cute for little kids, but as an adult, it can be like, wow, this is a bit boring and a bit silly. So when we look at our own story, just knowing that we need that hero's journey, that hero's conquest, that sense of struggle and achievement, that is what makes us who we are. That's a beautiful thing. And accepting our story because we're accepting us, that's powerful. It brings us to an energy of assessing, of looking, of meditating and contemplating. That's going to be the best way to connect with our hearts. But again, Pisces is duality, right? Pisces is the two fish. And Gemini is the twins. So you have that duality here coming through once again. And so it's like, okay, accept the duality, understand your duality, Virgo, and assess it. How do I need to move forward? How do I need to feel balance within me? How am I opening up the door for where I need to be? And then, as we do so, be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself as you're finding your balance and work through your negativity. Work through your fears, your doubts, the negative emotions that can surround us and kind of be that sting that slows us down or that can cripple us at times. So here, be patient. Be patient as you work through your fears or as you see your fears. And it's like, wow, I didn't even know that. Or I didn't think I still had those hang-ups. Or, oh my gosh, aren't I over that yet? Also be kind to yourself as you do so. Be patient with yourself as you walk through the portal to your next chapter, your next, realm of existence, to your, to your blessings and your consciousness because you're stepping into you more and more, Virgo. And you should be very excited about that. Our subconscious spirit message, as I try not to knock down the moon, is radiant, reverse. Let yourself shine. There's a thing here of lessening your light, lessening your light. And it can be, I don't want to take up too much space, or it's this person's time to shine, not mine. No, let yourself shine. It brings us then to the King of Pentacles reverse, which is the energy to be mindful of, which is right here in our reading. That sense of getting in our own way, of wanting things to be just absolutely successful all the time, and also using power, okay? Very traditional power hierarchies like money and, you know, titles and things like that, weaponizing them. So it can be that we're dealing with people who are doing that or who have done that to us. And we need to step out of that fear of taking on titles or taking on, roles of authority because we have had those weaponized against us. But also, but also not being so just results driven that we forget about people. And forgetting about people also means forgetting about us. Our subconscious tarot message is justice reversed. Now, this is the Libra time frame, which is what we're in. This is the Libra new moon. It's September 22nd to October 22nd. And sometimes things just aren't fair and they aren't balanced. And this is also for us. We have the lovers reverse. We have, Pisces reverse. We have that Gemini energy, the Pisces energy reverse, the duality reverse. Sometimes we just aren't balanced. And it can be, celestial. It can be because of the alignment of the stars and the planets and, everything in between. So not being so hard on ourselves, but stepping back when we're having an off day or feeling, kind of cranky and saying, okay, I see me. I honor me. And I'm slowing down to connect with me. It brings us to our subconscious Luna message, which is the masculine. And what do you need to release? As we embrace the masculine side of the moon, which is not something we usually talk about, we usually see the moon as very feminine. What do we need to release to let ourselves shine, but also to let ourselves move forward in the masculine energy, okay, which can be stereotypically seen as, conquering and, authority and all those things like patriarchy, right? Which I don't like to weaponize that word because you can't help it if you are, a guy or a girl, you just are a being. And here, coming into balance with both your beings, what do you need to release in order for you to feel comfortable and powerful in your masculine energy? And it doesn't matter how you identify yourself, but feeling comfortable and powerful in your masculine energy is something that is going to be very important for us. So a simple exercise to see if I feel even comfortable in my masculine energy is we can chant the word masculine energy, masculine energy, masculine energy, and see how our body responds to that. And then we can chant, feminine energy, feminine energy, feminine energy, and see how our body responds to that. And whichever one we kind of shy away from or pull back from, we're going to see, oh, okay, I need to focus my energy, my time, my connection there. All right. All right, Virgo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Virgo. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.